There you
Nice.
go. Love it.
Yeah.
Well,
Great
Shanti, this has
perspective.
been amazing. You are amazing as well. Everything we thought you would be and more. And we'd
Oh,
like
thank
to
you.
just end. Oh, it's our distinct pleasure. And we'd just like to end the way we always end these conversations with the simple question: what does it mean for you to make it?
This is a beautiful question. I know you said you've been asking this forever, and that's why
Yep.
you started this podcast. And I think it's such a good question because I've always been a big dreamer, and I grew up in a small town and never fit in and just couldn't wait to get out. And when I was leaving, my mom said, I left at I was barely 17, like days after I turned 17. I moved out on my own and emancipated myself, not away from my mom, but just so I could start working and get into the industry and start creating success. And my mom
Tremendous.
said the best thing. She said, just make sure you know what success is before you start so you know when you've made it. It was a wow moment because when you actually stop to process that, you have to think about it, and it's not a clear answer. Does winning an Oscar mean you've made it? Look at Halle Berry. She won an Oscar and then couldn't make a movie she wanted to make for like 10 years, you know? And I hope she's back to doing what she wants again, but I don't think she will look back on her career and say, oh, that Oscar was the it. There's probably a different mountain. And so for me, when she asked me that, I said, success to me will be when I pay my bills just doing what I want. When there's no other job, it's just paying my bills by giving and back the creative juices that I have. Um, and I got to that place fairly early. I was fortunate to dance and be creative and pay my bills at a very young age. And I realized there's more. And that's the other thing that my mom helped me with by asking me that question. She reminded me to check in with myself all the time about that.
Mhm.
Because sometimes your answer changes. That doesn't feel like you've made it anymore. You got to that mountain and it wasn't the top and it's not that great. And it's okay to say, okay, let me reassess here. Now that I know where I am, that's actually where I want to go. And I've done that several times over my career, but for me, it kind of still is that same thing. I've made it because my job, my actual job that I get paid for, is to do creative things. And that is such a blessing. That's all I wanted when I was little. And there are years when it's hugely successful and years when I feel a little stifled, but it's still my job. And to me, I've made it.
I love that. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for that answer. And I think we really identify with that. It's such a pleasure to get to do what we do with super
Yeah.
talented people week in and week out, and then to pursue our own, film
Yeah.
dreams and goals, and be able to have a creative outlet and a way to talk about it. We feel Nick always says this, and we say it to our team all the time. Don't forget that we get to do this.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
Uh,
right.
Yes.
so I
Yeah.
really appreciate the answer. Can you tell everybody where they can see you act, where they can see you doing some work, doing some things, maybe follow you, get in touch with you,
Yeah.
where they can find you on social media, all the things?
I am not a huge social media fan because it's just like one more crazy thing that I have to keep up with. But I know that I need it and I want to keep in
Right.
touch. So I just do one, is my point. I'm on Instagram, and if you contact me, like there's a really, really good chance I will contact you back. Maybe send two messages if I missed the first one.
Okay.
But there's definitely a very good chance that we'll start a conversation and even a friendship. There are times when I've been talking to someone and we realize we've been friends for 7 years, and you realize that it started by just someone sending a message. And so yes, hit me up on Instagram. It's Shanti Lowry, ShantiLowry. And say hi, say that you heard me on the Make It podcast, and let's talk about whatever. I love it. I love to talk to people and know whether they love the movies or the acting that I do, or whether they're inspired by any of the stuff that I'm doing. It's like a dream. That's such a gift when people reach out to us. So please, yes. And please watch Persona. It is out now on digital and on demand. You can rent it, you can buy it basically anywhere you buy your movies.
Hmm.
Prime, digital, or DirecTV, Comcast, Google Play, YouTube. Check it out. It is just a fun time, but it also has so much heart in it, and it's like a little conversation starter. I'm also going to be on season 2 of Mind Your Business on Bounce. I'm not sure when that comes out, but it was really fun. We shot that at the end of the year, and it was another blast with Bentley Kyle Evans. But yeah, it was so fun to talk to you guys. This was just like such a pleasure.